So, Pragya, because you were planning and organized and disciplined ever since your first, second year itself, that you knew what your long-term goal would be, and you were being respectful towards your goals in terms of how you were taking your internships and other things. Now, what inspired you to then come to YLCC for the interview growth camp? Because you knew all of these things, you had your college alumni as the base. Also, your college provides an opportunity to interact with them for mock interviews and all. So then why did you require a need to come to YLCC for your interview prep?
So I knew about Sammanika from the very beginning of my law school, because she was like when you were with Law Seco. From that time only, I knew about you. And then during my second, third year, I was very active on the LinkedIn process. So there I used to see a lot of posts. At that point of time, definitely I was not preparing for anything. I just used to see a lot of posts of people, their success stories, how grateful they are to you and everything. So that used to always pique my interest, that should I join it also when I am in fourth year or something like that? Is it like a charade or what? Because those kind of apprehensions were there, because there are lots of things out there, there are lots of people out there, but you need to select the right one. That is very important. So when I stepped into fourth year, definitely I got to know from my seniors that how this interview program helped them. And in that moment, I was even in a confused stage as to how to structure my main preparation and everything. So that definitely lured me towards this program. And I was in a very confused stage when I joined this program, because I had prepared a lot, but I was not sure how to summarize everything up and how to get all this thing in a structure. So that was that was a problem to me. So there's one thing which I tell to every junior who ever comes to me, that it is very important to have a mentor. Be it in any form. If it may be a senior, you may seek out to some other mentors, law mentors which are out there, or maybe someone from a law firm, some friend of yours, something like that. It is very important, because you may know things better than your mentor. My juniors may know things better than I know, but this, how to structure it, how to summarize it, is something you know with experience. And that is the knowledge which your mentor has, because that particular person has that knowledge. That person can help you in summarizing it, in getting it in place, in getting it structured, and then at the same time tell you if there's something wrong that you are doing. If there's something that you are doing rightly, then they can help you push up your confidence. So that is something, all those factors helped me, allured me towards the growth camp. And then I had amazing feedbacks from my seniors, and then LinkedIn is filled with the posts where YLCC has helped students. So all of that played very positively for me to come over to you and then join the YLCC. So I only joined the interview growth camp, and it helped me immensely. Truth be told, when I was when I was making the decision to join YLCC, it was my March period where my mind was scattered. So it brought me into place. I got to know how to structure your preparation, what all to read and what not to read. Because I was doing a lot of reading, a lot of things were there which I shouldn't be focusing on, and I was focusing on that. So that helped me a lot. So the three thing where YLCC helped me most is, first, my strategizing my preparation a lot. Secondly, to filter down what is relevant for me and what is not relevant for me. And most importantly, the best thing I found about your program is that you go on a personal level and help people. Because when you're preparing for something that you have really wanted since the beginning of your law school, or something like your job, and something, it for me, it was my aspiration. I was aspiring to become a corporate lawyer since the moment I joined law school. So for me, it was a very emotional thing too, more than academics, more than just a job. It was a very emotional thing for me too. So I was able to share my personal insecurities with respect to that also. So my personal insecurity in giving an interview, and what I'll be losing if I do not get this place, and if I do not get to work here. So that is very important. So you need that support too. You cannot just the academic support and how to go and give your interview is not something that you need, but support on a personal level is also very important. So that is something I learned here. Then the HR preparation, I was never prepared for that. And the questions that were shown by you in the presentation were the questions that were asked to me. And because of the program, I had my bang on answers to that, and that really helped. I know that a break-in point for me during that interview was my HR answer, and how you have always told me, Pragya, crack a joke. While you are giving your interview, crack a joke. I am someone who will never crack a joke in any professional meeting. I'm very serious and sincere sort of. I'll sit straight. I won't smile maybe. But you told me, keep a smile, crack a joke. Even if you are wrong, just keep smiling. So that is something I followed. I did crack a joke, even though I am not that funny. I did smile all the time. And I had this, the last night, I was just remembering the entire conversation we had before my interview. And I was just trying to find jokes that, okay, I can crack this, I can do this, I can watch these videos, and this is going to help me there. This is going to keep me calm. This is going to keep me cool while I'm giving my interview. And I believe, as for me, giving interviews and something is a very anxious process, but I didn't feel a hinge of anxiety while giving my day zero interviews. And that's because I became a part of it. Because mentorship here helped me not only grow my CV and worked on my CV, but it also helped me in a personal growth, where I learned how to deal with such situations, how to handle yourself and how to project yourself. And that is something you learn through right mentorship. And that is why I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to the YLCC for providing me that platform, for putting my mind in place, that scattered mind in place. And I think that's lured me to YLCC, and that's why I'll suggest it to other mentees to join a program like that, to have the right mentorship in whatever way you can find, so that you can have everything organized and strategized for you. That definitely helps you. So for me, that place was YLCCs, and that helped me.
So sweet. Thank you so much, Pragya. Regarding the technical part, because HR, you already mentioned that, like the questions we discussed, or the individual personalized questionnaire which I shared beforehand,
Yes.
where I asked you everything about yourself and how it has shaped you in reaching your decisions and why you want what you want. That part you've already mentioned how it helped you, but I want you to talk also about the technical classes, because the level 1, level 2,
Yes.
level 3 is what I explained there in depth.
Yes.
And because you've been saying that you had your notes, you had everything, you knew that you have to study, but you didn't know how to structure it. So how did you divide your level 1, 2, 3 prep, and how did it help you to achieve the goal?
Okay, so before joining YLCC, I did not know that you can categorize your research work into levels. And before that, all I used to do was, there is a topic and I used to start researching, and that research never ended. I remember one thing, before knowing this thing, I used to start researching, but that never ended. So when we were doing our technical classes with in YLCC, what we got to know was that divide your research, because it depends, because everything that you are doing, everything that you have written in your CV, that is something that you should know about thoroughly. But if you just start working with one particular topic, you might go endlessly on it. So there, level 1, level 2, and level 3 prep comes into picture. So how we were told is to first do the very basic what you have written. If you have written, you research on the concept of indemnity. You should know what indemnity is, what are the provisions regarding indemnity there, and that is it. That is where your level 1 ends. And then level 2 starts, where you start relating it with what are the differences between indemnity and guarantee, or indemnity and damages, the interrelation that are there. What is something that is new, and that has happened in the field, is something that comprises of your level 2 preparation. And that is something you start once you're done with your level 1, because level 1 is the very superficial, but it is the place from where most of the questions will be asked. Not every question will be very deep. So level 1 is something which you should be prepared with every moment, in every time. Even if someone comes to you and just opens up your CV and start asking, level 1 is something which should be prepared. And that is what I learned during the interview growth camp process, that level 1 is something which should be done and dusted every time. It is something which should be in your mind every time, and that's how your level 1 should be there. And then when it comes to level 2, you go a little deeper. You start to relate it with other concepts which are there in the law. You do not go very far, definitely, which is the mistake that I used to make, but which you try to find logical questions which might arise. Do not read upon everything. If there is a question about indemnity, do not read upon the entire contracts act, but just go with the provisions which can have an interrelation with it. So that is something which we were taught in the level 2 preparation, and that will definitely help you to bring down your level 2 preparation, because for some people, for someone like me, level 2 had become a very vast thing to prepare, and that logical relationship which you can create in between the provision that is there in your CV and the interrelated provision, that helps you a lot in bringing it narrow, in creating a narrow scope of level 2 and to prepare better. And then when it comes to level 3, so level 3 is something which was something which we were not which do not majorly focus around the law students per se, but then level 3 also is very important, because there you start to to broaden your horizon, and you start reading upon what's going on, what's in vogue, to know what are the most important things that firm has dealt with, or the current affairs which can have impact on the field that you're applying to. And that definitely helps, because in my GD a question was the topic was bad banks and their impact. So if I had not prepared for level 3, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to deal with the GD in a better manner. So level 3 definitely came in help, that definitely helped me, because I knew that I am applying for banking sector, and these are the hot topics like bad banks or the HDFC merger. So these were the things that I had prepared, because I had ample amount of time to prepare for my level 3 also, and then that definitely helped. And during the technical level 1, level 2, level 3 prep, along with that, you also told us to have certain basics of your company laws and contract laws. That was also very important, because I were asked a few questions which were not there in my CV, which were very basics of the Companies Act, something about shareholders agreement, and something about contracts, that what is indemnity or something like that. So those are the basics which you should be prepared with, and that was something which we were taught in the growth camp, and which helped me in structuring my preparation over time. And in the like last 1 month, that structure, the structure that you gave us, that keep this one. So while you were teaching, I prepared a structure that do this, do that, do's and don'ts. So that structure definitely I used to keep open whenever I used to prepare. That was there in one window, and then my CV, and that's how I used to prepare. So that definitely helped me a lot.
Super. So, one question I have is, according to you, what should be the right time when anybody who's interested in enrolling for the interview growth camp should enroll? Should they enroll in their third year or fourth year or fifth year, or maybe just 1 month before the interview, 1 week before the interview? According to you, what would be the right time?
So according to me, it's when your third year is about to end, because in your fourth year you do your most important internships, and you have chances to secure PPOs, and you have chances to basically structure your internships according. Because I know one thing, that if you have mentorship from a very nascent stage, it helps you a lot. So because it was not just because I could become a part of interview growth camp only because I came a little late. I came just 3 months ago. But if I had joined it a little earlier, so I might have had better internships. I might have had better chances with my internships. So I would recommend anyone who is in the middle of their third year and whose third year is about to end to join this program, because and to join the third level program also, where you are taught how to act in your internships and how to structure your internships, because that is very important, because that is the place where you are getting experience from, and your chances of PPO definitely might increase. So for me, in at the end of third year, if you join a program like that, it will give you ample amount of time to prepare, and it will give you ample amount of time to be confident in yourself, so that by the time you reach your PPO placement interviews, you have a lot of preparation in your hand. You have had a lot of mock interviews, and you have had a lot of experience already, so that by that time you are there, you would be sure with everything. So when your third year ends, when you're about to step into your fourth year, it's the best time where you can join it, where you can, so that you know how to function in your internships, you know how to deal with everything, and it's not late at all. So for some people it is too late. When they join 1 week before, it's too late,
Yeah.
and at that point of time, even it's very difficult to strategize and structure everything. Even for a amazing mentor like you, it would become difficult to gather everything in a week. So if you have a lot of time, you will have a lot of sessions with your mentor. Your mentor will have a lot of time to work upon you. And in third year, fourth year, you know that there might be some places where you are weak, or your mind would be very scattered, like I should do that, because this environment is very intimidating, to be honest. You see people doing a lot of things, and that intimidates you. So sometimes you do not know how to rightly process. So there you need mentorship, because mentorship hones you over a period of time. I believe in that. So you need to give that period of time to hone your skills. If you go to a mentor in the end moment, I do not think that is something that would be very helpful. So to hone yourself, you have to go to the mentor early, so that that mentor can tell you how to own yourself, how to work on yourself. And I guess that's why third year end is something I would recommend people.
Amazing.